So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of PMP Success Story. Today, we have Naveen with us, who's going to share his journey of being a PMP certified professional. So, to start with, welcome to the episode, Naveen.
Thank you, Anusha. Thank you for having me.
So, Naveen, before I go ahead and we start discussing about how it was for you to be a PMP certified professional, could you please help us with a small introduction?
Sure. I am in IT industry since last 18 plus years, and overall around 13, 14 years into project and program management, waterfall and agile delivery, and worked with a couple of services-led and product companies throughout these 18 plus years, and also have my PMP since last 7, 8 years.
Okay.
Hope that's fine.
So, yep. So before I go ahead and ask questions around it, so when did you complete your PMP certification?
It was sometime in late 2015, October, if I remember correctly, October 2015. Yes.
Okay. So Naveen, why did you decide to go for PMP certification?
Yeah. So first thing is it was the a role which was needed to do the PMP that and also my colleagues and my reporting manager also promoted PMP org wide, and also they supported and that PMP culture where I was working at that time. And apart from that, yes, I spoke to a couple of my colleagues who were already PMP certified, and they did share what is the benefit of doing PMP, etc. And after doing my PMP, I realized that it helps you in basically channelizing your project management experience properly. And yes, of course, the PMP certificate is accepted worldwide, and uh, it also adds value to your profile, and definitely results in adding monetary benefits as well, and helps you building the professional network outside your organization. If you contribute and be part of the PMI community, you can grow there as well. So these are a couple of advantages which I can share with you.
Okay. So it was not just one point, but a lot of advantages which PMP certification, bought with, in terms of a certification, and that's when you decided to do it.
Definitely.
Okay. So thank you for letting us know the advantages, Naveen. With that, how did you plan your PMP preparation?
Yes, attended training class, which is a must to get you qualified to take the PMP certification exam, because the training classes will give you 35 PDUs needed, which are needed before you take the certification exam and fill in your application, right? And submitted my application, got accepted, and I took about 5 to 6 months to prepare myself, and then give the exam and cleared it.
Okay. So, if you can let us know a brief about your plan as to how you planned it. Is it that you have maybe a sheet, an Excel sheet you made? How exactly it was for you?
Definitely, that's the critical part here. PMP is not just any other certification, all right? So that is something which you need to know, and you need to have a strategy based on the time which you can give on daily basis. Yeah, I did first to start with. I did ask a couple of my colleagues and friends who were already PMP certified, and asked how did they prepare. Gathered all the inputs and prepared my own plan on how to go about it. also read a couple of online success stories. How did they prepare, etc. So that helped me in preparing, my own, preparation strategy, I can say. So I did study, spent more time during the weekends, and at least given 1 or 2 hours, daily or alternate days to ensure that that consistency is maintained. And I did book, pick just one book. Many people read multiple books, 3 or 4 books, and that also I read online that it didn't really help them in clearing it in the first attempt. So I picked, picked just one book, which was Rita Mulke, and read it 4 times completely. I didn't attempt any chapter and questions while I was reading those, 4 times, right? And while reading the book for the fifth time, I attended the chapter and questions, and I cleared them. So that increased my confidence of taking the exam. So, and also after the fifth time reading, I took a couple of mock exams and gave my certification and cleared it.
Okay. So, what was the most challenging part in this whole preparation?
Time management. Yeah,
Okay.
my daughter was 3 years old at that time, and spending time with the family and also work and taking out time for studies, especially during weekdays and weekends,
Mhm.
was the challenging part.
Okay. So, how did you, overcame this challenge of time management?
Yeah, the family should really plays, should help you, and family plays a very vital role, and you need to keep them informed that this is what I'm doing, and I need some dedicated time. I don't want to be disturbed. The family definitely understands you, and then you are left alone when during that window. So that is really helpful, and that is a critical part, which is also part of your preparation strategy.
Okay. And how long was the preparation when you were doing
I took
this?
about 6 months.
Okay. Okay. And which all material you said it was Rita Malkahi, and that was all. You never looked into PMBOK and simulators and all of that.
I did read PMBOK once because the trainer told us to read it once because that is the reason I read it. But many people whom I spoken with and online reference materials, they all of them said there is no need to read the PMBOK. But I still read it once. And yes, I did pick Rita Mulke. That time I think it was sixth edition, if I'm not wrong, and I read it 4 or 5 times. Definitely that helped. And a couple of my friends read Andy Crow's book, and there are a couple of other good authors as well. And it depends. What I suggest is just pick one book. That's sufficient.
So, Naveen, what were the do's and don'ts when you were preparing for PMP certification?
Do's, yes, have a strategy. Don't think that it's just another exam, and never give a gap. So always spend daily time, at least half an hour if you can't get more than that, to maintain that consistency. Don't give long gaps. That's do's and don'ts. It is the PMP exam is basically tests your skills based on the book what it says. Never use your experience, working experience, to answer any of the questions. You should read a book. What the book says, that is right. In real world, you may have different experience, but that is not going to help you in clearing your exam. So
Okay.
read the book well and then prepare well for the exam, and don't give gaps while you're preparing for the exam. Try and not to give the gaps. Yeah.
So, Naveen, thank you for bringing this, last statement up in this interview. Reason being, not a lot of people know that they do not have to go by what they do on a professional level or on a ground level as a working professional, but they just have to stick by the book. Because generally, as professionals, people have this tendency of using what they have done, while giving the answer, using the thought process what they are using in their career. But PMBOK
Yeah,
is entirely a different syllabus altogether. And yes, thank you for bringing this up
exactly.
because, as I said, a lot of people doesn't know about it.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know that you gave your certification in 2015. What has changed after your PMP? You were a PMP certified. What has changed post that?
Of course, I used my preparation strategy and knowledge to help my colleagues and friends. Yes, if I remember correctly, I did help around 8 to 10 folks to clear their exam in their first attempt. And also, I renewed it a couple of times now. Yeah, already renewed twice. And the third one is due in sometime 2015.
Okay. So, Naveen, before we wrap this up today, any words of wisdom for the folks who are PNP aspirants and want to, appear for the exam, maybe already have appeared once, looking for some advice, some help.
Yes, see, first thing is there is a lot of news in the market which says, it is very tough exam. And the people who say that, I think, I'm not saying that they have not tried their best, but there is somewhere they might have used their working experience to answer the questions, or they may be overconfident in answering the exam, or they may not have read the book more number of times. So, as I said, don't use your working experience to write the PMP exam. Second, read the book as many number of times as possible. So yeah, while I was preparing, I came across this online success stories wherein a lady read PM Bach for almost 10 or 12 times, just PM Bach, not any other book, and she was able to clear the exam after reading it. So there are many success stories like that. Read the book and choose your answer based on what the book says, not what your experience is.
So, and I'm not sure if you remember it by now, but by the experience you had in 2015, can you help us with what kind of questions do come in PMP exam?
Definitely. See, most of it is situational based questions. I used to tell this question while I was mentoring a couple of people who were preparing for the PMP exam certification examination. That during the risk management, you are executing a project and there is something, some issue happens while the execution. What will you do first? Right, and there are 3 4 options given there. Call a meeting immediately, talk to your team, and then check how will you fix that particular issue, or inform your key stakeholders, etc. The third option is update your risk register or issue register. All right. So based on your experience, you will go on selecting that, call for a team meeting and discuss with them. Whereas the right answer is update your risk or issue register first, right? So that is what the book says. You need to go through that clearly to select the right answer.
Yeah. So the gist of this whole thing is that you need to go through the book thoroughly if you really want to, be a PMP certified professional.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So, yep, that is all, Naveen. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us. I'm sure people who will be watching this will get some advice out of it. And, thank you again.
Thank you so much, Anusha. Thanks for your time.